Good morning, everybody. I'm Luke Sullivan with Transwest Truck Trailer RV up here in Frederick, Colorado, right off Interstate 25. You can't miss us. Tons of inventory coming along. Stock shows coming up here. This weekend is opening weekend, so come out and see us. We'll have a lot of Cimarron inventory out there. Behind me today, I've got a 2026 Cimarron Norstar 4-horse in charcoal too, so it really sets these trailers apart. I like the different color setup. So really quick meat and potatoes of things. 2 5/16 inch coupler by B&W. Big heavy duty safety chains. Please folks, even with your gooseneck trailers, use your safety chains. And then some small stuff that Cimarron does that really just kind of makes things a little bit easier and a little bit neater. In the bed of your truck, just a coiled up breakaway cable there. Keeps things a little bit cleaner and a little bit tidier. Do have a 7-pin connection run into a box. For some lighting to show you. Actually, we'll even turn that on so that we can show you that lighting. Electric over hydraulic jack, really nice feature. Speeds the process up. You don't have to crank your trailers anymore. If you do ever have a dead battery, you've got a fail-safe, just a little handle right here, just like pumping a floor jack in your shop to lift up a car, change it flat. And then with that electric over hydraulic jack, you get a 12-volt battery service. So twofold, runs your jack. It's going to charge off your tow vehicle whenever you're running. But the second use for this too is even when you're not hooked up to a tow vehicle, you can run your interior LED lights and your awning lights as well. So nice little added benefit. You do have a battery disconnect there and a charge controller too that's going to keep things charged up for you and keep your battery health nice and long. Matching full-size aluminum wheel and tire here. Lifted it up a little bit for some clearance, but it also helps it, keeps it saving face a little bit from being right there behind our tow vehicle. So this trailer is what we call a dual tack setup, and it's a really, really nice setup if you're a small-time trainer running a couple of different people off the trailer, a couple of different clients off the trailer, whether you're a family with a couple of different kids, different age levels. Everybody has their own space, whether you're a couple and you just want a different space for each thing. You'll see straight away pass-through doors on either side of the tack room. That's what gives us what we call that dual tack setup. So you've got swing-out saddle racks on this side. You'll also have a swing-out saddle rack on driver's side. And then both of these doors are really oversized. So even when that's swung out, if you've got some longer treed saddles, you don't have to worry about hitting that threshold or anything like that. And then I can still step inside of here even when this guy fully loaded up. You've got a lot of extra width and a lot of extra room. So on the big oversized door, you've got a couple blanket poles here. Really nice. You can swing these out as well to load these up, or if you're sitting at the show, let them air out a little bit better as well. And then brush tray, spray bottle box, whatever you want to use it for. A couple little drain holes in there too, because I would certainly be one to spill some hoof paint in there. And then we'll talk about this little 10-foot hose when we get to it. Stepping inside of the tack room, we are a rubber matted floor in here. Easy to clean out, easy to sweep out and stay clean. And then we've done 3/4 of the width of the trailer. Nice little storage boot box here. Endless possibilities. If you want to fill this with wraps and blankets or whatever is kind of getting out of your way, some easy access stuff like that. It's also a great step into your gooseneck area. So fully carpeted in here. My wife runs a gooseneck style trailer, and this is a great spot to throw a bedroll, an air mattress, something like that, and spend the weekends in and be really, really comfortable. So you've got dual windows on either side. You can get some cross ventilation going. You've got some windows in both of our tack room doors as well. And then Cimarron, their fully insulated roof is going to help with that and keep it a lot cooler in here. You'll see too, we talk about storage and organization. We've got a big tack room in here. So a nice little shelves, throw your hats, helmets, and then just below that, some hanging storage too. So if you are running a family and you're in a 4-door pickup or something like that, you can get all this stuff out of your back seat and get it in here. So coming around to the partition wall, we'll swing this back out so you get a really good look at it. But you've got 2 tiers of bridle racks here, a lower one and an upper one, and we're almost the full width of the trailer with those. What I really like about Cimarrons is they are tall and deep, and they are very stout too. So everybody's bounced down the interstate. Everybody's spent some time on 25 out here, and it's a rough road. And everybody's found all their headgear and halters and bridles on the ground, on the floor, in a big heap after you spent the whole week trying to get everything organized and be at least a bit respectable pulling into the show. So having these nice and tall racks makes a big difference. You're always going to have your stuff where you left it, and you can even get some hoses or some electrical extension cords on there too. You've got that added space and ability with those. That 10-foot of hose that we saw in the brush box there complements this corner water tank. It's always kind of been wasted space in these slant load style trailers. So we've got it up on a pedestal. You could very easily fit a 5-gallon bucket underneath it, but much easier just to fill up that hose or hook up that hose and have access to some water from home. If you're on a road trip, if you're trail riding and you don't have a water source, it's going to give you a lot of options. And then, like I said, we're not hooked up to a tow vehicle. We tripped over our cord with our box, so this is just running off our 12-volt deep cycle service. Have a lot of customers telling us now that they're using their tack rooms in their trailers as storage or their tack room at their boarding facilities. So nice to be able to have some light and shed some light on what you're doing. We'll close up this tack room door real quick, show you one more thing, and give you a good look at the side of this trailer. And a lot of that charcoal obviously on this door as well. So big oversized door, bus window above, and then fold out step down below. No latch, no hardware, no pin or anything. Simple gas shock is what holds that up or down, and it's a very simple operation. So big add-on with this trailer is drop windows on hip side here. It's January. I probably might shed this coat as soon as the video's over. Very abnormally warm, but on an August day, if you had this loaded up with 4 head of horses, it's going to be a really, really nice way to keep them all cool. And then obviously bus windows in each of them, so we can get them closed up tight. We can regulate some air. If we had a more typical January day, maybe just run a couple of those cracked open to give them some fresh air. Some tie rings between each of those windows as well, so it's going to give you a lot of options wherever you want to tie up or tack up, and you're going to have the mirror image over on the driver's side as well. Let's talk axles really quick. We've got that matching spare up front, so if you ever do have a flat on the way to a show, or if you just want to add that into your rotation, you can buy a little more life out of your tires. Goodyear tires, I think that name speaks for itself. And then we are on Dexter Torsion 7,000-pound capacity axles. So with electric drum brakes, always make sure you have a trailer brake controller in your tow vehicle. Working our way around to the back of the trailer, we are a 60-40 split on the rear door. Rear doors are really nice. They do a big piece of weather stripping there as well to keep some of that. We spend a lot of time on gravel and dirt roads out here in Colorado, so keep some of that dust from working its way back into the trailer. But then instead of kind of the big awkward pole along the back, we just do a simple strap. Really easy to pin over there and get out of the way if you don't want to use it. And then Cimarron does an awesome job with these dividers. So first 2 are just going to be our partial dividers, and they hold themselves. We're leaning pretty hard to our passenger side right now, and they are spring-loaded enough to hold themselves. And then even this big stud divider actually has got a couple extra on it, so it holds itself very well too. So nice to have these options. Again, we are leaning pretty hard to the passenger side right now, but nice to have that. You can load in here, come in here hands-free. Cimarron's big thing is obviously you're coming in here with not 2 hands shooting a video of your trailer, but you're trying to load horses. So slam latch operation, it's as simple as you can close that with your foot and make that happen, and then one-handed to get it opened up. So that spring pops it right back out of there. And then 2, you'll notice a lot of the connections on the Cimarrons to keep our rides a little quieter. It's a metal on plastic connection, so it really, really quiets down. We don't have all that rattling that we will in the older trailers that would be metal on metal. So closing these guys back up. You can see on head side, we do have drop windows for each horse there and a couple tie rings above. So you've got some options whether you want to tie your horse's head, want to hang a hay net or something like that. You have a lot of options. And then did want you to be able to see just how open this trailer is and how kind of inviting it is with those drop windows down. And then talking a little bit more about airflow and keeping things cool, we did talk about Cimarron's one-piece insulated roof panel. Above each horse too, we're going to have a 2-way roof vent, so we can direct some air right over their backs Summertime, bring a lot of air through the trailer over the top of the horses. And then wintertime too, there are two-way vents, so you can reverse those. They can get some of that stuffy air out of the trailer. Before we close everything up, we do want to talk about a feature specific to Cimarron, and that's their flooring. Makes them really hard to compare to anybody else. They are an all aluminum trailer. This is a rubber matted floor, easy to change out for worm if that's something you wanted to do. But this is Cimarron specific flooring. It's a 4-inch on center cross member tongue and groove style flooring, and it's hard to beat. Your horse's hooves are always standing on a cross member, and they are always supported, so you're never going to have those waves that you'll see in maybe some lesser made trailers. We'll close the back of this guy up really quick, talk about some lighting, some LEDs, and what Cimarron does to keep you a little bit safer going down the road and make things a little bit easier. First and foremost, you'll see around the back edge of the trailer 4 taillights, 2 dedicated for turn signals left and right, so just a lot more visibility. Everything's LED as well, so really nice to see, really easy to see when it's dark or late at night. And then 2, we've got awning lights and interior lights throughout the trailer. All of your controls for those are throughout those switches right there. Some on both sides over our tie rings where we can tack up our horses, and then a load light as well. Working our way over to driver's side, we're really, aside from a couple small little things, going to be mirror image over here. Head side drop windows always have the jail bars. Jail bars, again, kind of like the steps, small things with the Cimarrons. There's no mechanism to pull that in or out of there. There's no latch. Couple little cleats right there fit in and out of that track, and it's as simple as raising or lowering that to get it into its spot, and you can slam these down. Slam them closed, and then you still have those bus windows. Excuse me. If you do want to offer a little bit less air in the wintertime, or you've just maybe got 1 or 2 head on the trailer and keep it a little bit more reasonable, and you don't need all of that airflow. Now, number 1 stall here behind that stud divider is an escape door. So head or drop windows a little bit smaller just to fit in the frame of that, and then double latched anytime we share space with our horses there. This acts, a lot of customers looking for a 3-horse, say I've only got 2 at home, or looking for a 4-horse and they've got 3 at home or 4 at home or something like that. Always nice to have that added extra space. With that stud divider, more often than not, we hear people using that as a little bit of added storage. You don't have to worry about shavings or hay or anything like that working its way under their feet. So close this guy back up. Starting to slowly get to look at the side of this trailer, and then again, mirror image to our tack room door, or tack room access on passenger side. This is why we call it that dual tack. So whether parking doesn't allow you to use anything on the passenger side of your truck, or you've got a couple kids showing together, or your husband and wife showing together, and you've got your own stuff and your own set of gear on either side, really, really nice to be able to separate that. Coming into the tack on either side, you can close up that light and switch your lights on and off. Still got your same equipment on the door as well, and really just affords a lot of different options when you're traveling down the road. So again, it's Monday, it's the new year, we're getting ready for stock show, so please come down and see us. If you have questions about this trailer specifically, you like a lot about this trailer but want to add or take away from it or something like that, feel free to reach out to me. My email's down below, luke.sullivan@transwest.com. If you have questions about weights and tow vehicles and that kind of stuff, call or text me. My cell phone's 859-509-1282. And then if you have questions about this trailer specifically, we can get you drawings and spec sheets. Please reference it via its stock number. That's 5N251236. Thanks for your time today, everybody. También hablo español.